Imagine being at an airport. You know, usually places full of excitement, maybe relief coming home. You see someone running, like really running hard. Maybe you think, oh, they're late for their flight. But what if they were running out? Running like something terrifying was chasing them, something you can't even see. And then they just vanish, gone forever. That image, that's the start of the story we're looking into today. The really baffling, unsettling disappearance of Lars Mittank.
Yeah, Lars Mittank. He sounds like just a regular guy, you know. 28, German, had a job at a power plant, a girlfriend, good relationship with his parents, just a normal life. So June 2014, he goes on holiday with 5 old school friends. To Golden Sands in Bulgaria. Standard lads trip, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Should have been fun, sun, beach, the usual. But something went badly wrong. What started as a vacation turned into this spiral of fear, paranoia. And it ends with him sprinting away from Varna Airport into nowhere.
So that's what we're doing today. We're going piece by piece through what happened. We've looked at the CCTV, the witness reports, everything we could find. Because this isn't just someone going missing. It's about how fast things can fall apart. The big questions are, why did he run? And what actually happened to him after he ran out of that airport?
Okay, so the fun part of the trip didn't last long, did it? Things got dark pretty quick. It was July 6th, just 2 days before he vanished. He was out with his friends having drinks. But later on, he ended up alone at a McDonald's and got into an argument.
Yeah, with 4 other guys. Apparently it was about football. Like, really. Lars supported Werder Bremen. They were Bayern Munich fans. Started his words, but...
It got physical, badly physical. He was alone, outnumbered. They beat him up pretty severely.
And the main injury, the one that really matters for the story, was a ruptured eardrum. Not just painful, but it had immediate consequences for his travel plans. It's like the first domino, you know? This fight sets everything else in motion.
Absolutely. So the next day, he goes to a doctor. Doctor confirms it, ruptured eardrum. And the advice was clear. Don't fly, not right away. The air pressure change in the plane could make it much worse, maybe permanent damage.
Right. He got prescribed an antibiotic too, cefuroxime 500, for infection. Now, his friends, they offered to stay, said they'd wait with him.
Which sounds like the right thing to do, yeah. But Lars, he insisted, said he was fine, he could manage alone, fly back the next day. And that decision to be by himself, that turned out to be crucial.
And there's the practical problem. Their holiday was booked for a week. That week was up. So if friends go home, Lars needs a place to stay for one night. He finds a room at this place. Hotel color. Cheap, near the airport. Convenient, you'd think.
But convenience wasn't really the main thing here. It was the isolation. Being alone in that hotel, that's when things reportedly started to get really, really weird. His behavior just changed.
Yeah, this is where it shifts. From a bad holiday incident to something much darker, like deep paranoia setting in. He starts making these calls home to his mother in Germany.
Yeah.
From the hotel room.
And he's whispering on the phone, which his mom said was completely out of character for him. Sounded really agitated, scared, told her she needed to cancel his bank cards.
He was convinced someone was following him, that he was being hunted. Said he was trying to find somewhere to hide in the hotel, that he just hangs up, abruptly.
Leaving his poor mother frantic, obviously. Imagine getting that call, and then later that night he sends her a text message.
Asking, what is cefuroxime 500? He meant the antibiotic, cefuroxime 500. And this is interesting, because while it's rare, some antibiotics can have psychiatric side effects. Anxiety, confusion, even psychosis.
Especially if mixed with other things, like stress, maybe alcohol withdrawal, lack of sleep, or a head injury.
Exactly. So was the medicine causing it? Or was he already paranoid and now suspicious of the pills too? We just don't know. It's another layer of confusion.
And it wasn't just the calls. The police checked the hotel security cameras later. The footage is, well, it's disturbing. It shows Lars pacing around the lobby, really restless.
Constantly looking at the windows like he's expecting someone or terrified someone will show up. At one point, he's seen hiding in the elevator. Just hiding there.
And maybe the strangest part from the cameras. Around 1 a.m., he leaves the hotel for a whole hour. Then he just comes back to his room.
And nobody knows where he went during that hour. What he did, who he saw, if anyone. It's a total blank, a really unnerving one.
The next morning, whatever fear he had, it seems to have gotten much worse. He calls his mother again, and this time he's not just suspicious. He tells her flat out, the people chasing him, they're getting close.
The fear is just escalating, isn't it?
Yeah.
From a whisper to a certainty in his mind. But were these people real? Was there an actual threat? Or was this entirely in his head, maybe triggered by the injury, the stress, the meds?
It's terrifying either way. Which brings us to July 8th, early morning, just after sunrise. Lars gets to Varna Airport. He's got his flight home booked, gets out of the taxi, gets his bags, walks into departures. Looks like he's just going home.
Seems normal on the surface, but inside, clearly, he's turmoil. He still needs the okay from the airport doctor about his ear before he can get on the plane. Just a routine checkup. But it turns into the scene of, well, the final act.
So he goes into the doctor's office. Dr. Kostov was his name. Lars puts his bags down, sits. And the doctor said later, Lars seemed incredibly nervous, erratic, jumpy.
Yeah, Dr. Kostov said he seemed off from the start. The doctor checks his ear, says it's okay, he's fine to fly, cleared him. But Lars was still agitated. He told the doctor he didn't trust the medicine he'd been given.
Still fixated on that antibiotic, or maybe just suspicious of everything by this point. He seemed trapped in this paranoid state.
And then comes the moment, the trigger. It was so ordinary. Dr. Kostov said the terminal was being renovated. So a construction worker just happened to walk into the medical room.
Just walked in, doing his job, nothing threatening. But for Lars, in that state, it broke something.
Completely. The doctor said Lars started trembling, muttering, eyes wide with panic. And then he just shouts it, I don't want to die here. I have to get out of here.
Just like that. Pure terror. And he runs, bolts out of the office, out of the terminal building.
Leaving everything. His backpack was still there.
Yeah.
Wallet, phone, passport, all of it. He's just wearing a yellow t-shirt, shorts, sneakers, nothing else.
He stops for like a split second at the main entrance, then sprints across the car park, running flat out like he's being chased by demons.
The footage shows this incredible urgency. He gets to the perimeter fence. It's 8 feet high, barbed wire on top. He climbs it, scrambles over it, and disappears into the thick woods on the other side.
And that's the last confirmed sighting of Lars Mittank. He just vanished into those trees.
The search started almost right away, obviously. The doctor raised the alarm. The airport security saw him run. Police brought in drones, tracker dogs, searched the woods thoroughly where he was last seen.
But found nothing.
Absolutely nothing. No sign of him, no clothes, no body. It was like he just evaporated.
His mother, understandably beside herself, hired a private investigator. The PI watched that airport CCTV footage again and again, looking for any tiny clue. Contacted hospitals, shelters, went to Varna, put up missing posters everywhere.
Just hitting dead ends.
Yeah.
The trail went instantly cold the moment he went over that fence.
Over the years, because the case got a lot of attention online, there have been supposed sightings. But none of them have ever been confirmed by police, just whispers and possibilities.
Yeah, like a year later, a truck driver thought he saw Lars hitchhiking near Varna. Someone reported a homeless man in Poland who looked like him. There was even a Reddit post about someone seeing a similar-looking homeless guy in Canada who apparently said something strange, like, "What are you doing here on the phone?" Phonetically rendered.
So just these fragments, these maybes, must be agonizing for the family. And some were definitely false leads, like a photo from Brazil that was mistaken for him. Just adds to the confusion and pain.
So, without solid evidence, people try to piece together theories. What could explain it? One idea is maybe he wanted to disappear, planned it, start a new life.
But that seems unlikely, doesn't it? Running in terror, leaving your passport, wallet, phone behind, that's not usually how you plan a fresh start. And yeah, people mention human trafficking because Bulgaria has high rates. It's a horrible thought.
It is. But again, his actions running from something, discarding everything, don't neatly fit that scenario either. It circles back to, was the threat real or perceived?
Which leads to the other main theory, maybe the more plausible one, that he was having some kind of acute psychotic break, extreme paranoia.
Triggered or worsened by something, yeah. Maybe drugs we don't know about.
Yeah.
Or the combination of factors we talked about. Could he have run into the woods, collapsed from exhaustion, injury, maybe an overdose if drugs were involved? Yeah. His body just never found.
And the concussion idea keeps coming back. The beating at McDonald's. His friends said he was fine until he was alone. But head injuries can be tricky, right? The effects might not show up straight away.
Exactly. Psychological effects can take days to manifest sometimes. So imagine. Possible concussion, plus the antibiotic may be affecting him, plus lack of sleep, plus the stress of being alone, injured in a foreign place. It could be this awful perfect storm, a cocktail for intense paranoia, leading him to do something completely irrational, like flee into the wilderness. The mind under that kind of pressure can create its own reality.
Wow. Lars Mittank's story is just chilling. It really shows how fast someone's world can just completely unravel. We've gone through it all, the holiday gone wrong, the injury, the fear, that final desperate run from the airport. It leaves you with so many questions and this heavy sense of dread.
Yeah, the way intense paranoia can take hold, whether it's from chemicals or trauma or both, it's terrifying. It really makes you think about how fragile our grip on reality can be sometimes, and the dangers that might be hiding right there, unseen.
This case really forces you to think about perception versus reality, doesn't it? And how someone can become completely lost, not just physically, but mentally. What part of this whole vanishing act stands out the most to you?
It's a mystery that truly haunts you.
If you found this deep dive into the Lars Mittank case as gripping and unsettling as we did, please do remember to like this video, share it, and subscribe to our channel, Horror Docs. We bring you more deep dives into these kinds of chilling true stories regularly. Thanks so much for joining us today on this journey into the unexplained.